and I'm just going to be playing. Oh, that was crazy. I'm just going to be playing through the first dungeon in Ocarina of Time. So
Alright.
it shouldn't be too long, maybe 15 minutes, I guess. How long does it usually take you guys?
I'm probably in the dungeon by the 5-minute mark.
I don't know. It depends on how lucky I am.
Well, not including the cutscene. So including the beginning cutscene, probably 10-15 minutes.
Alright, awesome. Yeah.
Hi, dogs. No, you may not have my food. Go away.
I just got done explaining your condition, and I immediately forgot about it. So whenever I asked how long it took you to get to the dungeon, it probably takes you a little bit longer.
Like I said, it depends on how lucky I am with directions.
Right.
Sometimes short, sometimes oh so long.
Alright. So your name's pronounced Cole?
Yeah, 1 second.
Alright. Try to get the chat up on the other computer. It looks like it's running smooth. No one's in the chat. See, when I was doing the test streams, I bet everyone came to like watch those and realized that it was all glitchy and stuff, so now whenever they see the actual stream, they're just ignoring it. Oh gosh. That looks really good.
It does seem to be running a lot better though.
Oh, did you watch one of the other streams that I did?
Yeah, it was definitely frame rate wise bit compromised.
Yeah. Alright, who's in the chat? Wolf Fury? I'm in the chat. Hey, what's up, Wolf? This will be an actual stream as opposed to the crazy test streams that I was doing. Blind Gamer says hello. Oh, I probably should have started when Link gets out of the bed instead of from the very beginning. Does everybody else feel that Navi's annoying, or is that just something that got popular on the internet and then everyone just joined the bandwagon?
I think it's definitely a bandwagon thing. Navi is not nearly on the level of what Fee was of hand-holding.
Yeah.
Oh, hand-holding wise, yeah. Definitely.
It's like, I wanted to do a video, I think I've explained this to Fran, but it would basically be titled In Defense of Navi, or In Defense of Navi, however you want to pronounce her name.
And the thumbnail would have a giant Fee on it.
I actually cosplayed as Navi at a convention, so that was a lot of fun, just driving everyone up the wall.
Yeah. Alright, so how many people are on the stream right now? I can't tell.
4.
Oh, 4.
Cool.
So does the number include the person watching? So would it be like 5?
I wondered about that.
I don't know.
I think it does. I know it does on Twitch at least.
The other day it only got up to like 10 or 15, so I don't expect too many people. Oh god, I wish there... I sort of remember being able to like speed the text up by holding A and B at the same time or something. But it's not working now. Okay. See, when I was doing the stream the other day, one of the problems that I had was, do you know the bridge? You have to go up the ramp that goes around the one tree house, and then you get on the bridge that goes across to the 2 pillars.
Yeah.
I was trying to run across that on using a keyboard.
Doesn't work very well.
I have my GameCube controller set up to my computer.
Yeah, well,
I'm
I'm using...
PlayStation 4 one.
I would love to use my PlayStation 4 controller, but it is at my house, and I'm at my girlfriend's house, so a bit of an issue there.
If you had a... Do you have a GameCube adapter for your Wii U?
Oh, no, like right now I have an Xbox 360 controller that I'm using, so it's all good. But no, I don't have any of the GameCube adapters or the GameCube controller for the Wii U.
Yeah,
But
it's so
regular
hard.
GameCube controllers work, don't they? Like you can just plug
No.
those in.
Yeah, you can plug them in.
Oh, well, yeah, you just need to have the actual.
Yeah.
It's so hard to look at the N64 version of this game and not be disgusted.
I know. So that was one of the things. Was like, the only game that they have left to remake is Skyward Sword because Twilight Princess is about to come out.
In an interview, they did say they tampered around with Skyward Sword.
Yeah, I remember.
They got the best result from Wind Waker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And it's a
But-
shame, because I think Skyward Sword needs it as well.
Yeah, I think out of the 3D Zelda games, Skyward Sword is the one game that needs a remake the most. But out of the 2D games, it would be Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass. And both,
Yes.
like, all three of those games for the exact same reason, which would be controls.
I think for story-wise, I think Zelda 1 and 2 need to be remade into 3D.
Well, that was
That
one of
would
the
be
rumors, is that this Legend of Zelda game is supposed to be a remake or a reimagining of the very first.
I mean, I don't really see the whole Zelda 2 thing, but the map,
RMFH is in the chat. What's up?
Whoa.
RMFH.
the map is like close to Zelda 1's, I guess.
Yeah, but at the same time,
It's an 8-bit map, so it's kind of hard.
exactly. And then it's like, if they did remake the original Zelda, like, as true to the original as possible,
You wouldn't have an
Just
opening. You,
putting that game into a 3D world, even though, like, you're...
it wouldn't be the same game.
Exactly. Like, even though your ideal on doing it was to remake it in 3D, as close to the original as possible, it would still be so different of a game by the time it was finished that it would qualify as a new game as opposed to just a 3D remake.
I mean, a lot of people look
Yeah.
at Ocarina of Time as a Link to the Past 3D, but that being said, it's remarkably different just
Yeah.
because of the fact that it's 3D alone.
Yeah. And then,
Oh, Zeltic's here.
oh yeah, so the one thing that I was talking about earlier with the remakes is, like, the only one they have left is Skyward Sword. And it's obvious they're going to end up doing that sometime after Zelda Wii U comes out. So
Hopefully Nintendo does the remake, because Tantalus just did an okay job with Twilight Princess.
yeah,
And I feel terribly bad that Twilight Princess didn't get remade by Nintendo.
yeah,
Because it missed out on the reorchestrated soundtrack, it missed out on the new lighting engine that Nintendo gave Wind Waker.
yeah. Well, I think what it is Nintendo didn't want to let go or lend out the engine that they were working on for Zelda Wii U, which was what Wind Waker HD was made in. So the third party that made Twilight Princess HD just had the original engine to work with.
You know,
And-
speaking of Zelda Wii U's engine, I think they might actually remake Skyward Sword, because the engines, they look very similar. And they seem to be using the same watercolor palette
Yeah.
in Zelda Wii U as they did in Skyward Sword.
So you
And-
think it's the same engine, just put on the Wii
Yeah,
U?
just revamped in HD. And they added, instead of having hair based as like having a set animation like it would on the Wii, they just based it all on physics.
Yeah, Zeltic, you can join if you want. Zeltic, he's in the chat. He's another Zelda YouTube guy. Yeah, I keep getting sidetracked. What I was saying is, like, with Skyward Sword, after they end up remaking that, they're not going to have any other home console Zelda games to remake. So, because going back with Ocarina of Time, they have Ocarina of Time 3D, Majora's Mask 3D, even A Link to the Past had the reimagining.
Oh, I think
Link Between
Ocarina of
Worlds.
Time's going to be remade in HD again. Like, I think it's going to be this generation, like, well, next generation after the Wii U.
That's so weird.
I think Twilight Princess is also going to end up being remade again in like 10 years.
The thing with Ocarina of Time is if it gets remade in 2018, it'll be the 20-year anniversary.
Yeah.
So
That
this
would
is-
make sense then.
Yeah. And then that would give enough time for Zelda Wii U to have came out. And then if it gets ported to the NX, then I think 2 years after that would be 2018. So then Like, there would be a year gap where there wasn't a console Zelda game.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it would still work out, especially if it launched early in the year, like around February or something, kind of like how Twilight Princess is now. I think it would work out.
Despite having a shovelware company remake Twilight Princess, I'm still excited for the game.
Yeah. What's going on in the chat? Zeltec, have my babies.
Oh lord.
Oh, that's interesting. Luigi says hi. How many people are on there now?
About it just went to 9 and then 7,
Sweet.
so it's kind of fluctuating at the moment.
All right.
I have 8, so I don't know.
Weird.
Because I have my laptop open on the chat, and then I have the desktop actually doing all the processing, so I don't know if it's counting both computers as, but still cool. Glad to see people are actually interested in seeing me play it. July release for Zelda Wii U.
I think I was talking to I don't know if his real name's Rick, but I call him Rick. RMFH.
Yeah, it's Rick.
About Ocarina, the possibility of an Ocarina of Time HD, and we were talking about how they could implement a lot of the beta features that were missing. I honest to God want to see what happens with
the thing.
and like
expansion.
the unicorn, whatever the unicorn fountain, is that what they called it?
Yeah. I don't know if that was the actual name of it, but that's what all the modders and people.
Yeah, that's what they called it because it had like little unicorn statues. But
yeah, and then like obviously some of the hi Game Over Jesse, I'm just here and stuff. Have a good day. Hi Liam Neeson.
Liam Olsen.
Yeah. Yeah, RMFH says left my ass off, it's Rick. And now the stream is no longer PG. I said a bad word.
Oh no. Yeah.
How could you?
Navi Bavaria.
I gotta ask, what do you think the trademark leak from this morning about Pokemon Sun and Moon are legitimate in any sort of way?
I don't see why not.
There was another leak before that a few days ago, about on the 21st, so about 4 days ago, of a roster leak to add on to the generation. Because did you play through X and Y?
I did.
I played it for about 10 hours, which in an RPG that doesn't really get you that far.
Yeah, well, there's this constantly throughout the game you're like alluded to this southern part of Kalos that you can never really see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they always talk about Pokemon that that have been locked away for thousands of years or that have been unseen by human eye. And the leak was basically describing that.
Almost fell.
And based on the name alone, people are assuming that Sun and Moon are Gen 7, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were still X and Y sequels.
Yeah, kind of like Black and White and Black and White too.
Yeah, just because of the missing story elements from the game.
Yeah.
And it would make it about 120 Pokemon added onto Gen 6 instead of 60 or 70. There was they were showing off some really interesting types in the list too. Like there was a grass pepper Pokemon that evolved into a grass fire. Yeah. It was basically a hot chili pepper. Cool. And then
that's cool.
I also think that leak before this ties into the Sun and Moon thing, because Sun and Moon are basically opposites to human eye, and the legendaries that were later down on the list, they were all opposite. They had dual types and they were all opposites. There was a normal ghost, fire, ice. In fact, let me pull up the list.
I want to know how they would actually survive though.
And the 3 pseudo legendaries were all time based.
Huh.
I messed up.
It was a supposed employee from Game Freak who leaked the list, because Game Freak employees are assholes.
Alright, so let me ask you a question about the Pokemon games. They didn't have one come out last year, which is the first year that they skipped it or whatever, so obviously with this leak and everything, they're going to have a year, or at the end of the year, they're going to come out with whatever the new Pokemon games are going to be. But the question is, do you think it'll be out on the 3DS or the new 3DS, or do you think it'll come out for how the NX is supposed to be a mix between the handheld and home console?
Well, the direct tomorrow will prove a lot of things. You remember the whole leak about Zelda NX releasing later this year, right? Cross-releasing on both consoles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If the new Pokemon titles like Sun and Moon, if those are legit, and if they're any way related to Pokemon Niji or Pokemon Rainbow in Japan,
Yeah.
it confirms that like it would be a 3DS title and it would confirm said leak. So we can confirm a lot of things. We can confirm that yes, Zelda NX is releasing this year. We can confirm that the entire 3DS lineup that was leaked is releasing this year. The entire Wii U lineup, however lacking it may be, is coming. Is gonna happen this year.
I would be kind of angry though because it's just like there's not that much on the Wii U.
Yeah, but its install base is nearing 12 million, and that's kind of abysmal. It has the best hardware to software sales ratio, but its overall sales are just not that great.
It just kind of failed.
It's not even like the fact that it's underpowered. It's more so the fact that they never advertised the damn
There was
thing.
no games for it really.
Yeah, for the first year, there were not that many games, and on top of that, they didn't really advertise it until Splatoon released.
Yeah, and it just kind of went wrong from the beginning.
Yeah. I think, despite it being underpowered, if they delayed the Wii U until 2013, it would have launched with Wind Waker HD, it would have launched with the Super Mario 3D World, and you would have had all those great launch titles to advertise something on it. But it's all said and done now, and I see why the NX would be releasing this year.
It's just like, I don't have the money for it right now.
If it's backwards compatible, I'm trading in my Wii U. That's no issue.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So here's the thing. If they do come out with this unified console to where it's the handheld and home console, and then it'll be the successor to both the Wii U and the 3DS, even though they've been very clear saying that it's not the successor, which is the same thing if you remember when the Game Boy Advance was out. It was only out for a few years, and then they came out with the DS.
And they said they wouldn't stop supporting the Wii U, which, I mean, that's half true, because, I mean, no console's ever going to immediately die once a new one releases.
Yeah, like they're still making games for PlayStation 3.
They made PlayStation 2 games up until 2014.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so it's
wow.
that's all just marketing.
yeah, I think it was like an EA Sports title that was like its last title.
Yeah, the football
hilarious.
games. The football games always release like crazy.
I think we could also prove another few factors if this is legit. The NX will be $400.
Oh, God.
Well,
Yeah.
if it's
That would be good for me.
I think if it's not a gimmick, if it's like a regular console or maybe with a gamepad, it would probably be around the power of the PlayStation 4, if not a little beefier. And that's what Nintendo kind of needs right now.
Yeah, definitely.
For the sake of getting the things like the Final Fantasy VII Remake, Final Fantasy 15, all these kind of things.
That
And,
would be interesting.
The whip didn't break.
Things like Dragon Quest coming out next March. All these good titles that people want, but haven't been getting on Nintendo consoles.
Yeah. But what I was saying about with it being both the successor to both consoles, you know how they have new Super Mario Bros. 2, I think, for the 3DS, and then they have new Super Mario Bros. U for the Wii U? Both are basically the same game, except one's in HD, the other one's in 3D, but they're literally the same game, even though both are out there, which makes sense because they're on two different consoles. So when the NX comes out and you have the cartridge-based mobile games, and then you have the disc-based home title games that you can still play while you're on the go if you have Wi-Fi or whatever. So would they still be releasing like the mobile game? Like, what would be the point in
Here's how
making
I think
both
they do it.
games? Because
I think that maybe like you buy one version and then you get a download code for the other console. If that's how they want to kind of dual thing, and then you can interchange save files.
That would be interesting.
You could like save one version to one part of the console, and then you get the glorious HD version for the home console. And then whenever you move it to handheld, you get a slightly dumbed down, maybe a borderline or a fake 720p as like the PS Vita would be.
Yeah, that would
And
be cool.
I think that would be a way of doing it. but I think that's a waste of money. I think it's a waste of money to have a handheld and home console that can play the same games. I think you're still going to have your handheld exclusives and you're still going to have your home console exclusives, but the dual releases, there might be some few and far between.
Yeah, like the way that I imagine it is you have, it's basically the Nintendo version of what the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation Vita does.
Except not fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like if you have, like if you're out on the road or at a doctor's office or wherever you have to go work, and you have the console, like the handheld part of the console, and there's no Wi-Fi, then you can still play all of the mobile games that they would make, like A Link Between Worlds or Pokemon games or whatever. You would still be able to play those. But then if you have Wi-Fi, you can stream your home console titles like Wind Waker HD or Super Mario 3D World, like whatever the actual console titles would be. And then also, I think the mobile games that they're making will also be able to be playable on the mobile side. And then if you're at your house, just like you're able to stream the home console games to your gamepad, I think you'd be able to stream the mobile games to your big TV. So like I think it would work both ways.
I know the whole My Nintendo thing that launches next month, or well, close enough to March, so just say later this month. I know they're using this new interesting feature like that unlocking things in game or getting to certain points in games will give you points to use within the My Nintendo account instead of basically buying a game and you get points. I like that, and I wonder if that could kind of be used with the whole handheld console thing. Maybe you get so far in a certain console or handheld version of the game, you get a code for the mobile version, etc., like vice versa.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, that would be interesting.
As for launch titles, I hope they don't blow it at all. I know there were like 20-something canceled third-party games for the Wii U that were supposed to launch.
Holy cow.
There was Crysis 3 that was canceled. Rayman Legends ended up being released on it, but it was delayed and then released on the other consoles, even though it was supposed to be an exclusive to the Wii U. And just many more. There were a lot of EA Sports titles.
I can imagine.
I despise EA, but
Same.
I think they're gonna need EA to help with sales.
Yeah, and then
Sad reality.
EA, there was a thing posted that was someone at EA said that they had the NX dev kit.
Yeah, and that they were gonna try working out with Nintendo to release like sports bundles, since they were the only company never to release sports bundles with EA.
Oh gosh.
That'd be interesting. I can't imagine seeing a Nintendo console being bundled with like Madden 2017.
It would be different,
But it would sell, and that's what they need to get done at this point.
I guess.
I'm just hoping that they get on the third-party side more so people like Square Enix or even Capcom, really. I would like to see some IPs bought out in the future. I have a very, very bold prediction that a lot of Konami's IPs are going to start going up for sale within the next few years.
Oh god, Konami.
And if Nintendo doesn't jump on the train, they're kind of screwing themselves. I also have...
So you think Nintendo would be buying some of Konami's stuff?
I think they'd buy an IP or two, just like I think that eventually, if the Sonic 25th anniversary games fail, if they fail, I think their IPs might be going down the drain as well. If they don't fail, they're gonna live. That's a given.
I think it was funny. It was either, I think it was sometime like mid last year. Sega made the statement to where they said that they know their last few games hadn't been of great quality, and they were going to start changing that.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, why would you admit that you didn't work really hard to make a good game? Like, was he just saying that because the game failed, so he's trying to make it seem like they knew they were bad that way? Because as bad as that is, putting out a game that you think is bad, I guess that's still a little bit better than putting out a game that like you actually worked on and it tried to make it good, but it still turned out to suck. Because then it's like...
I think the thing with that is that a lot of people misunderstand that Sonic Boom wasn't made by Sonic Team. It was made by like Big Red Button, and the characters were designed by Naughty Dog and all that. But because it's so similar to a Sonic game, people like naturally crapped on Sega for it. So Sega came out issuing an apology around E3 last year.
Yeah.
And saying they want to try to pull out consistent games. Because Sonic Boom, there was an interview that came out like last week. Sonic Boom was supposed to be a reboot for the Sonic series. And
Yeah.
Again.
Sonic,
they had
Sonic's
the
never been
cartoon
consistent.
to go along with it.
Yeah. Sonic Boom's never been like not Sonic Boom, but Sonic has never been consistent, and that's what
Their
Boom
biggest
is trying to
problem.
do. Boom was trying to set a new standard, and while I find the 3DS version's fine, it was just a little tedious at times.
My little
'cause it didn't-
brother, he loved playing the demo. I don't know like what actually made the game bad, but
of the Wii U version or 3DS.
I only played the demo of the Wii U version, so like it seemed okay for a Sonic game, but I don't know.
The final product just ended up being very glitchy.
Yeah.
It wasn't polished either. It could run on the PlayStation 2. That was another issue, is that it just kind of looked
easily.
terrible. And then just been a bad rack for Sonic lately.
Crap.
What do you think some NX launch titles are going to be?
I
First
think
party wise.
Zelda Wii U, some type of Mario game.
Kimishima said Galaxy 3 was in development, but I see that probably being a
The Pikmin.
2017 title. That I wouldn't say that it could be a launch title, but it's probably going to end up being 2017.
Yeah. On that.
Unless they
same-
pull up Bethesda. I can see Nintendo pulling like a lot of Bethesda this year and like announcing a bunch of new games that are going to release this year on the NX, just to like keep that hype for a short burst of time and have the maximum amount of sales you could possibly get.
I keep forgetting to kill these gold Skulltulas.
I don't think Pikmin 4 is going to be a Wii U title, because they probably would have said that it would have been on the Wii U by now.
Yeah, and the thing is like, everyone was complaining about at E3 how they didn't have many good games to announce. And I thought the reason was kind of obvious, because all of their good games that people would be excited for that are in development are in development for the NX. And if they would have went ahead and announced them and like didn't say whether it was coming to the Wii U or not, I guess people would just assume it would come to the Wii U.
And then be even more pissed that it's not. I think Retro was supposed to announce a game at last E3 and they didn't. And I think their game also is getting ported to the NX.
Oh crap.
Which I think
231?
Huh? Oh yeah, it's 2. And then I think it's Diddy Kong Racing 2, because they said the Metroid Prime producer who works at Retro said there's not a Metroid Prime in development yet.
Well, wouldn't the Diddy
And-
Kong Racing thing, that would have to do with Rare, wouldn't it? Because it has
Well, obviously they'd have to remove a few
yeah,
characters,
like
but
Conquer and some of the other ones.
but there was a Diddy Kong Racing on the DS, and there was a canceled Diddy Kong Racing 2 for the Wii. So that being canceled, put on the Wii U, and now to the NX makes a lot of sense for me. Oh god, your comment section's a little cancer right now.
What is
Yeah,
it?
I
PlayStation
just
for life.
say,
Screw
guys.
Nintendo. Nintendo's stupid. Sunshine 2 is needed more than Galaxy.
That's debatable. I would like another 3D Mario game with a hub world. So I would like to see a fusion of Sunshine and Galaxy, to be honest with you.
Yeah. As long as it's not like Super Mario 64 was a great game, especially on the Nintendo 64, but it's like if you built a game now that was like a Mario game where the whole thing takes place inside of a castle,
Yeah.
then it's just going to seem very limited. Like maybe for the 3DS it would work, but and that's another thing they should do. They made the Super Mario 64 and then they remade it for the DS where you could have
I don't want to even talk about that terrible remake. I mean, it played well, but it just, I think that's something you need to remake with a standard controller in mind, because there was just a lot of lacking things on the DS that just shouldn't support a game like Super Mario 64.
Yeah, but I think that's a game that they should bring to like the 3DS or whatever the next handheld's going to be. That way you can have the game that everyone loves, but you'll be able to play online multiplayer. And then I think Nintendo Land was a really good idea. And again, people complained with that because it didn't have online multiplayer. It was just if you had someone there with you, then you could play it, and it was fun. And I thought the reason they did that was because just how they came out with a second Wii Sports. I thought they were going to come out with the second Nintendo Land. And then it's like, what would you add to that to make it a true sequel? The easiest thing to add would be multiplayer, like online multiplayer. And then that's how you'd be able to differentiate the original from the sequel. So I didn't mind that it didn't have online multiplayer, but now it's obvious they're not going to make a sequel. So, yeah, that sucks, but whatever. It's Nintendo.
I actually sent Rick a giant list of what I thought would be launch titles. My first party, I think I have it like by memory. My launch lineup for the NX, for first party wise, is Zelda NX. I think that's obvious. Super Smash Bros. For Wii U Gold Edition, ported to the NX. What else did I have? Damn it, Rick, why aren't you reminding me? Oh, fuck.
Is Rick still in chat?
I think Ukulele might. I think that's going to be a 2017 port, because if the NX is a holiday release, it's going to release like a month after Ukulele would.
That would be cool.
I think. Let's see. I'm opening my drawer of Wii U games to remind me of what I put on the list. I think Super Mario Galaxy 3 has a chance of being a launch title, but it's most likely a 2017 title. Pikmin 4, I think, is going to be a launch title. Kid Icarus 30th anniversary game. That is also a possibility on my list as a 2017 title.
I hope.
Because Sakurai's in charge of the Kid Icarus franchise, and
I know, but he already said that he didn't want to make another one after Kid Icarus Uprising.
That it kind of sold well, so I think Nintendo, like Smash Bros. If Sakurai leaves the Smash Bros. Team, they're not gonna like let it die.
Yeah, I know.
And then my Metroid 30th anniversary game is it's not Federation Force. It's it's a 2017. My 2017 list for NX games are Ukulele, possibly Super Mario Galaxy 3, Kid Icarus anniversary game, Metroid anniversary game. What else? I think the possibility of Golden Sun getting a fourth game is because Camelot was saying they wanted to make a new one a while back, and Miyamoto said they wanted to bring back and use old and new IPs aggressively with the NX. So that's why I'm just naming some unexpected titles. Have y'all heard of Mother 4?
Nope.
The fan-made game?
Fan-made game.
Yes.
Because Itoi was
That
talking.
project.
Itoi was talking about how if the game was good enough, he'd consider it a canon title.
What?
Yeah. He said that. He said if he enjoys
Holy
the
cow.
game, and if it is close enough to the prior stories, it would be a canon title.
That is amazing.
Wasn't that there was another
He's the
company?
reason, like, go ahead.
I think it was like Capcom. There was a fan-made game or something that they ended up making an official canon game.
Oh,
Huh.
Capcom fan game.
I think it was Capcom. I know if you listen to Kind of Funny, their podcast on the Kind of Funny Games Cast, they had Megaran on there, the rapper that does all the video game songs. And he was talking about how Capcom made, like, it was a mod. No, it wasn't a mod. It was an original game someone made in the style of a certain game, or they did something. And then they took the game and released it digitally, like officially, on, it was like Steam or something. Like it was officially endorsed by the company, which I thought was really cool. I can't remember the name of it. Alright.
Oh,
I wish this text was faster.
he's posting. Oh Lord.
What is
Yeah,
it?
Rick posted my lineup. For the 2017 lineup, I said Super Mario Galaxy 3, possibly 2016, Kid Icarus, possibly 2016. Metroid, Mario Kart slash Super Smash Kart, because
Org500 in the chat says, just found out that Twilight Princess HD has Zelda Wii U Easter eggs.
huh?
Org, tell us what Easter eggs you're talking about, because I don't have the game, but I know a couple of people that do, and they said that they haven't seen any, which it would make sense if it did, because if you guys remember, Ocarina of Time had the Skyward Sword posters.
Yeah.
So it would make sense for Twilight Princess to have some hidden, but I don't know.
Oh yeah. There's something I forgot on my 2017 list. There we go. Donkey Kong Country 5, and then a Zelda remake. I think it's most likely Ocarina of Time HD. That's probably going to happen. Unless they do wait till 2018, like you said.
Yeah. I think what would be interesting, like I kind of mentioned it earlier, but if they bundled Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass and gave it traditional controls, like you can still play it with the touchscreen, but if they just made it to where you can play it like a normal Zelda game, and it wasn't, I think the DS, the original DS, had 240p.
Oh, eesh.
So, like, if they made it to at least 480p or even 720p or whatever HD the handheld Party Unix is going to have, I think that'd be awesome.
Oh, I think we're going to, by 2018 especially, I think we're going to have a lot of remake. I think Gen 4 from Pokemon is going to be remade, because based on a pattern, just my little analysis, every 12 years a Pokemon game, not every 12, every 12 years since a Pokemon game launches, it will be remade based on my pattern. And in 2018 marks the deadline for Gen 4.
Yeah, and then
That'd be awesome.
Another thing is, like,
The only gen I never finished.
a lot of people complain that Zelda games get a lot of remakes, but like the Mario series doesn't get much. I think there was like Super Mario All-Stars.
The thing with that is that Zelda's definitely more story-based, and there are some things from the original games that were left out due to lore changes, especially from the first 3 Zelda games. I'm trying to, like, the Link to the Past port to the Game Boy, they replaced the 7 wise men with the 7 sages.
Yeah.
Because Zelda cut the whole religious factor out of it that was originally in the first 3 games.
Yeah. And then it's like Mario games, they can make a 2D game in like a year, and then they can spend 2 years making a 3D game. So you're not waiting a long time to get a new Mario game. But
and it's not like the experience is going to be very much different if you upgrade the graphics anyway on a Mario game.
Yeah, and then with Zelda, it's like, I remember after Skyward Sword released, Aonuma said in an interview, they asked how long he wanted to start making development cycles, because the guy interviewing him basically complained that it took too long between Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword. And he said that he wanted to, like, he thinks that a 2 to 3 year development cycle for Zelda games would be a good, not milestone, but a good
starting point.
Yeah, like,
is Zelda team even that big though? Like, to get games out that fast and efficiently?
Well, here's the thing, and I've said this a bunch of times in a few of my videos. It's like, look at Wind Waker HD. Or not Wind Waker HD, but Wind Waker. It was delayed, and it still has dungeons cut. Like, it has the 2 mini fire and ice dungeons that were supposed to be full dungeons.
Yeah.
Twilight Princess was delayed. I think it came out with the full game, but it was still delayed. Skyward Sword was delayed, and a lot of people didn't even like it. Majora's Mask was rushed and made within a year, the shortest cycle of any Zelda game, and I'm pretty sure the only Zelda game that was actually rushed to get finished, saying, hey, we have to hit this deadline or we can't do it. It only has 4 dungeons, which is less than half of most Zelda games, or half if you count like Ocarina of Time or whatever. But the thing is, that game has 4 dungeons, and it was rushed in a year, and it's still at the top of everybody's list. So if they took 2 to 3 years and made a Zelda game, then, like, that might be for the best. Because it's like if you take 5 to 6 years, and then there's the chance, like with Skyward Sword, not a lot of people liked it. So, I mean, just look at the development cycles and the games that you've done in the past, see what people liked about that, and then do the same thing. So take this Zelda Wii U engine. Don't work on improving it. Don't work on making new characters. Just use the same assets to make a different game. Release it, not in a year, release it in like 2 years. That way you'll be able to develop the new game, but then you'll be able to actually go through and refine it as well.
That's what they planned on doing with Twilight Princess. In an interview, Twilight Princess started off as a sequel to Wind Waker.
Yeah.
And then Miyamoto said, oh, the Western audience won't like this, which of course definitely at the time was true.
Yeah, I think with Twilight Princess, a lot of people don't like it and a lot of people do like it. But
the issue with Twilight Princess, I think the main issue people don't like it, like the reason people don't like it is its art style, because its story is unique, its characters are unique, its areas, for the most part, its map is kind of like OOT screwed Majora's Mask and they made a map. But everything else, gameplay, it's mostly unique, but the art style just makes it so close to Ocarina of Time, everyone goes around calling it basically a sequel. And they rip on it for being too similar in that fashion alone. I was having a debate with my friend about this last night, so... He was quoting a bunch of different people about saying that Twilight Princess is way too similar.
Is the stream still going, you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm looking at it on my laptop and it's frozen.
You might want to refresh the page because it's going here. You're still talking to the owl.
Kaepora, Alright, yeah, it's going. I got worried for a second. Because it's been going perfect so far. Oh my god, he won't show up. Put the owl in for the most annoying character. Forget about Navi.
Yeah, he shows up like quite a few times throughout the game, and it's like he's telling you stuff you already know.
Yeah. Oh, and the thing with like in defense of Navi, it's like if you play, obviously she's designed for people that it's their first time playing the game. And I remember there was a time when she actually helped me, and I didn't know where to go or what to do. And Navi popped up and mentioned, well, this obviously when I was a kid, but she popped up and mentioned that she felt a breeze blowing from Zoro's domain. So then I went and checked out Zoro's domain. And look, I just talked to the stupid owl, and he's right there. On the stupid tree. It's like the game wants me to go and talk to him.
I don't see really any other side character getting better than Midna. Because they basically refined Midna almost to the point of perfection. They gave her a good personality.
And she actually helps you attack and stuff.
Yeah, and they said while developing her, instead of using the specific lines they were given to use to help people, they would just play through the game. And whenever the development team actually got lost themselves, that's whenever they'd program Midna to help with that specific
that's
spot.
really cool.
This was in the Zelda recap posted like what was it, yesterday?
Alright, at the part where you have to sneak into the castle. Oh, there's a stupid cat bird again. You have to wait until it's night time. And then you go back to the castle, and then Milan goes to the castle. Oh, I forgot. Like, you have to go in and then come out and then go back in.
Oh, wait, I think
there
the
she
stream... Is the stream frozen? Frick.
I'm still at Kibora.
Yeah. If you refresh the page, it'll keep, like, refreshing itself, and then it just gets stuck at the same spot.
Yeah, it's stuck.
Wait a minute. Can y'all still hear us?
Wait, they say rest in peace stream. Alright.
What?
Streaming.
There we go. Dude, your viewer count is really fluctuating, and it's kind of funny. It's like going from like 20 to 5 to...
Alright, so it should have started again. Is it?
No, at least not on my end.
I refreshed the page to check.
Me too. It keeps. I'm just seeing Kibora.
It keeps stopping at the same spot. There we go.
Exactly.
Oh gosh. Well, at least the
Oh,
first
no.
30 minutes was good.
And they say they can't hear us.
no.
Why is it still? It's still a keyboard.
What are you using to stream?
OBS.
Oh, there it is.
Sweet. So you guys missed the entire thing getting to... Do you want to hear what I said? No. See, I made that
Everyone's like,
mistake.
it's back!
Alright, everyone. Sorry about that. It's out of my control when YouTube decides to be stupid. Okay.
Well, it's more of OBS.
So do I have to talk to her and get the egg and then take it to her dad, or?
Yeah, you
she-
talk to her, you get the egg.
Okay.
Then...
So she gives me the egg on the first conversation.
Mhm.
Oh no, I gotta go find her dad and then come back.
So I think the reason Majora's Mask is praised so much, and for good reason, its overworld is like literally perfect. It has a good amount of enemies that are constantly all over the place. You have so many secret grottos to find.
Yeah, and
And
the overworld is
And it's not too big. If that's possible. But
almost got killed by the gold sculptor. What is it? I'm trying to think. Like when the left side looks identical to the right side.
symmetrical?
Yeah, the
there we
overworld
go.
is it's like the most symmetrical of any of the Zelda games.
Mm-hmm. I remember joking around with a few friends, Rick and other people in different chat rooms, and we were talking about how Zelda Wii U's map is a ripoff of Majora's Mask. It's just flipped around horizontally. Because you have I mean, you could say that, but because you have the mountains and white-looking area up top, you have the desert to the west instead of the east, the big old ocean to the east of Zelda Wii U's map, and then the foresty area, or swamp, you can call it a swamp area if there's water, at the bottom. And of course your plains in the middle. But most Zelda games follow that format, so...
Oh, so this is a thing that Commonwealth Realm, myself, and a few other people discussed, is you see a lot of rivers and lakes and stuff in,
Mm-hmm.
in the Zelda Wii U map. And then on the right side, there's the coast with the ocean. And it
Mm-hmm.
looks like the map can scroll over to where there would be like another landmass or another island that you'd have to use a boat or something to get to.
That would be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if the map is bigger than what they showed us. But I'm still gonna hold on. I want to see how... Just because of the fact I want to see this, I want to see Low Rule in HD so badly. So I'm really hoping that it is in the Downfall timeline just for that reason alone as well.
Sarah says, I can hear you all. It sounds good. Shubham says, no, welcome me. So, yeah.
Shubham Takar. There we go.
Org says hi. Jabam just said bye. Alright. Bye, guys, I guess.
Not making much sense.
If you want to leave.
Hello, I joined. Bye.
Oh, you already watched the theory, didn't you, friend?
Hmm?
I said you already watched the theory that I posted today. Didn't I let you
Yeah.
see it? Or maybe it was yesterday. I know I told you what it was about. I don't know if I let you watch it.
The one that you just
Early.
posted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it, that one yet, but
Okay.
I've caught up on the other ones.
I have a...
That came, most of it was from Grand Star.
You're welcome. I was very excited while recording my voice, and I think it was pretty obvious.
I thought
I was
it sounded
very-
That's
great.
okay.
I was very, like, loud and enthusiastic.
I just-
Enthusiasm is good.
When I first started my YouTube, or not when I first started, but whenever I first started doing Zelda content, there was the who was it? The guy that used to be in charge of Zelda Universe's YouTube channel, their media person or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
told me to, because I asked him for advice, he said to kind of speak louder, almost higher pitched or whatever, and try to sound more excited. And then whenever I asked Andy for McIntyre Productions, he gave me the exact opposite. And he told, like, because he talks, like, he almost sounds like a radio personality or something.
I think it's really dependent on your voice.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people with lower voices can make it sound louder without it being louder. Like Andy, for instance, because he has a lot of bass in his voice.
Yeah.
And that kind of carries on into your microphone. And me having a relatively versatile voice, I can make myself sound like a 12-year-old. At times, I really wanted to.
You do have an awesome.
Then I could lower the spectrum.
Yeah.
I just have a nasty voice.
Get out of here.
So,
I was made fun of by my voice all the time when I was younger, so now I'm like super self-conscious of it.
what I ended up doing is, like, I tried out both to where I did the low, deep voice and talked a
Low,
little
deep
bit
voice.
slower and pronounced my words a bit better.
Welcome back.
And then I did the voice to where I sounded more excited and was talking faster, which is what a lot of YouTube people do, and I absolutely hate it because the people that do that, you see them take like 10 different cuts. Yeah, they take 10 different cuts inside like the same paragraph before they can finish it, because I don't know if they stumble and mess up on their words or if they just do it.
Oh, jump cuts are the most hard things to do, though.
So, no hatred to HMK. I love the guy. I love his videos. I listen to his videos. But sometimes, just on certain videos, I cannot stand his voice.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, because his voice just makes me just smile every single time, because I'm just like, oh
He's
my
so
Lord,
enthusiastic about everything. I can't hate it.
hard.
RMFH says the Easter egg is pretty interesting. It's pictures from the Zelda Wii U footage.
Huh.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, so speaking of things from Twilight Princess, I want to see what the Snow Mansion pictures turn out to actually be.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
that was a big thing.
Because it's a really big thing. Because you have what looks like Gabora Gabora, and then you have a bunch of other people that people think are in the pictures, but thanks to the nice 480p resolution of the GameCube and Wii, we could not see them.
Yeah, I was in the fan-made Twilight Princess HD. Like, I was on a couple of their streams, and in one of them we got into at least a 2-hour conversation about those pictures, because they're remaking every texture in the game.
Yeah.
And some of the things they had to make HD was the pictures in that dungeon. And whenever you blow up the low-res image, it still looks really bad. So, like, and I don't even understand it, because, like, right now I'm in Ocarina of Time, the Hyrule Courtyard or whatever, and you can look through the window and see the pictures on the wall.
It's clearly a picture of Mario.
Yeah, it's like Mario, Luigi, and whoever else. But
It kind of makes you wonder, are some things blurry on purpose? And it's annoying if they are.
And I think the reason for that is, like with Ocarina of Time, it was only, I think, 32 megabytes, and they had to fit it on the obviously smaller size Ocarina of Time or N64 cartridge.
Yeah.
And then with Twilight Princess, it's like things that weren't that important. Maybe they decided they could scale down the size of the textures for it. That way they didn't have to like take up that much space. Because I'm sure if it was made for the Wii, then it could all fit on there in the resolution it was supposed to. But where it was supposed to fit on a GameCube disc, they had to lower the resolution of certain textures.
Ooh, excuse me.
Because getting done playing Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, and then moving on to Twilight Princess, it's huge.
Like on a general scale? Like, based
Wait,
on how...
Does someone think HMK's in the chat?
I think.
He said, did you play... HMK isn't in the chat. He might be in the group chat talking to people. I don't know. But he got an early copy of Twilight Princess HD from Nintendo, and he streamed it on Twitch that you can go and watch if you want.
My goal one day is to hopefully get review copies by next year.
That'd be cool.
That's my biggest goal.
It used to be not that hard. There was a company called Golan, and they handled most of the marketing for Nintendo in America. And
I think it really depends. Like, the more Nintendo centric you are, the lower subscriber count that it's going to be required to get. So, like, if you're entirely Nintendo centric, you could probably get it with 2,000 to 3,000 subscribers. Because there was one reviewer I saw a few months ago who was only at like 2,000, and he was getting review copies. Maybe because he had inside connections, or maybe not. But
well, my friends which I think they have personal connections anyway, not just business connections.
yeah,
Two Button Crew, they post daily Nintendo discussion videos, and they had a review copy of Mario and Luigi.
Paper Jam.
Yeah, whatever it was, the new one for the 3DS, the crossover. So they got that for review, and they only have 300 and something subscribers. So I don't know if that was like a personal relationship to where
Is
they
that
knew somebody.
Nintendo ambassador thing? Is that still alive?
What do you
Like the Nintendo YouTube partnership.
Oh yeah, you can do that. I thought about doing it since most of my content's Nintendo anyways, and then it'll keep me from getting copyright strikes when I use Nintendo footage. So it was a good idea, but at the same time, most of the income that I have is from YouTube.
Yeah,
So
it's a
like,
60-40 pay thing, but then you have to realize if you're a lot of people think that's kind of steep on Nintendo's part, but a lot of your revenue, you're getting 60%, and the other 40% is getting split between Nintendo and your review copies. So they're basically paying for everything you get. They're allowing you to not get screwed up by the retarded
do they
YouTube
give
algorithm.
you the review copies for that?
I think if you have a certain subscriber amount, they will send you review copies, and it just goes on from there.
Does anyone in the chat have any questions they would like us to answer?
Hook me up with those questions.
Who pre-ordered Twilight Princess HD? Everyone that's smart and has the extra money.
I haven't yet. I need to do that.
I pre-ordered it like a month or two ago.
See, what you do is you pre-order 2, and then you sell 1, and then pay for both of them. Because I think it was like
You
2.
pre-order both. You pre-order 2. You keep the amiibo and soundtracks, and just give away the game.
No, you
I'm just kidding.
you pre-order 2, and then you sell it on eBay. Like you sell 1 on eBay for double the price, and then you end up getting all your money back, and you still get the game.
That's true. And it's amiibo, so you know that thing's gonna be rare in like a month. So,
Stupid amiibo hunting.
What the hell is this game? I mean, I've never seen it before. Okay,
I'm looking in my room. I only have like 30 amiibo.
Yeah, same.
I need more.
Sarah says by dungeon, do you mean the temple? What temple?
WTH is this game? I never saw this game before.
This is...
Ellipsis LOL.
Alright. Oh, this is hard. I'm on the Xbox.
It's Ocarina of Time for the Nintendo Squared.
Oh, crap.
64.
Alright, guys, I promise I know how to play the song. I just don't know where the buttons are mapped to.
Wouldn't it be the D-pad? Or the
controller.
C-stick?
Yeah, but also have them like out on left, up, right. I had to press Y, LR, Y, LR.
I might just buy an Xbox One controller despite not having an Xbox One, because you can set up controls in a way to play Skyward Sword on Dolphin with Xbox controls.
Yeah, I did that. I made it
interesting.
I made it halfway through the fire dungeon, or the Earth Temple, I think.
You have to have 2 control settings, one to play the harp and then like one to actually play the game. It's really weird, really tedious.
I don't think I'll be able to get through the second dungeon, but I'm going to play for as long as I can.
So, 19 viewers, and I'm willing to bet it's gonna like continue fluctuating to random number.
Yeah, it's gonna go
Pretty
down.
much.
It's gonna
Hey.
fluctuate between -2 and
Someone disliked. Oh, no.
20. It's probably because it
That
was
was probably
frozen
when
earlier.
it was going through all its problems.
It's someone who ate Twilight Princess.
What's your library so far, Christopher Hayes? What do you mean library? Like, what books do I have? What items do I have in the game? What games do I have? It says you're playing until the first dungeon, but you've kind of already beat. Yeah, I thought that was all the free time I was gonna have for
no.
today.
HMKY.
What?
What's his name? Skyward Wing. Oh, yep, that's him.
Get
Okay.
Zelda Wii U when it comes out, or Twilight.
Skyward Wing tweeted out a photo
Sarah calls us jerks.
in response to the new Pokemon games leaked this morning.
Sarah says we're jerks.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name on stream, so I'm not. But I will gladly. No, I can't even leak the tweet in the chat because you can't leak things in chats.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, this is not okay. Oh, and HMK retweeted it.
Oh.
What's it say?
Pokemon Dick, and it took the Pokemon Sun icon.
Yeah.
And it's not pretty.
What's this
Oh,
say?
jeez.
Okay, I'm on HMK side here because there were a lot of people complaining in his stream about Twilight Princess HD's price point, and I don't remember seeing anyone complain about Wind Waker HD
Yeah.
at all, ever. And Twilight Princess has the most changes to it, except for that gorgeous lighting engine that it desperately needs. It has a lot of tedious things cut out, which I'm excited for. I spent like 30 hours, not 30, but a lot of time in Kakariko Village finding the 7 chickens.
Yeah.
This was like
Yes.
a day ago, by the way. I was on my 3DS playing Ocarina of Time, and I couldn't find all the chickens. And I kept hearing the chicken like cuckoo, and I found out it was in the box that I was standing right next to
Oh.
the whole time.
This is harder
That's something
to do on
I
the
would
Xbox
do.
controller. I don't even know if I can still do this.
So, I really want to see how
Nope.
they go about with the time system in Zelda Wii U, as it's the only Pokemon game. I'm not the only Pokemon. What am I talking? The only Zelda game to
I
have a
was
time.
confused for a minute.
The only Zelda game to have a time system besides Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, the map is literally Flip Termina. We are confirming some deep stuff right now on stream.
What are the comments say?
Oh, they're debating about Twilight Princess HD, so I'm not even gonna get into that one. I'll just say this. I think Twilight Princess looks fine for a company that makes iPhone apps based on sheep.
Yeah.
And
They need to understand.
Zeldamon. Yes.
The people in the chat need to understand that Wind Waker HD was built using the Zelda Wii U engine.
and on top of that, it was Nintendo made.
Twilight Princess HD was built using the original Twilight Princess engine. So obviously there's going to be some graphical leaps and technical stuff that they're just not able to accomplish on the Twilight Princess port, as opposed to the Wind Waker port, where you have better lighting, better textures, probably higher polygon character models as well.
That's why I'm hoping Zelda Wii U gets remade. And, not Zelda. Jesus Christ, my English today. I hope that Skyward Sword gets remade in the whole Zelda Wii U engine.
Yeah. Wait, isn't there a chicken up above the windmill? Or cuckoo.
On the tower, you mean? No, there's not one on the tower. What am I? There's did you get the one in the box?
Yeah,
The
I think. Oh. The guy that sits on the roof always kind of freaked me out.
Does he say anything?
I don't think so. Alright, here in a second you'll see how I jumped on the blue roof. Is that how you guys did it too? Where you climbed the tower and then side jump?
I hate awkward silence.
I said, did you guys get to the blue roof place like that as well, where you climb to the top of the tower?
I've never gotten to the blue roof place.
Really?
I'm like so not like speed runny or technical inputs when it comes to Zelda.
Well,
but
he gives you a heart piece, like it's part of the
oh, he
game.
does, really?
Yeah.
This is hilarious. Have y'all heard of Artsy Omni? The dude who made the Rayman leak?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's someone who photoshopped the Rayman leak, putting Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon on it.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
It's like, it was great.
See, that's so weird. It's like Kakariko Village reminds me of. Is it like England or somewhere in the UK to where like the catacombs that run under the city?
That could also be said about New York.
Alright, because it's like with Kakariko Village, like you have the well underneath it, and the Shadow Temple runs underneath the village a little bit.
I always thought of like Hyrule and Termina as some like European to US style stuff. Like you take Hyrule and you basically get like a mix of the English and Roman Empire that has this set religious golden goddess standard, and then you take the people of Termina and the people like the Ikana Kingdom, and they're basically against that. They were looking their own way, and they built their own area. It's nice.
Never changes. I don't even think the chat is paying attention to us. They're having their own conversations.
They really are. It's great. No, they're talking about the remakes, actually.
Alright.
Paris also
And
has
Paris.
catacombs underneath it, but it's a graveyard, so yeah, like the village. Oh, that's interesting. Jared Bonament said that. Rick, he's going to like... He said he could probably get to the second dungeon, but he's probably not going to play through it. If you were talking about Ocarina of Time, I don't know if you're talking about... or the Xbox control thing.
Yeah. Also, is the volume good? Like, my voice and your voice compared to...
I don't even
game
want to
audio?
like listen to my voice because it's probably really high today because my throat is killing me.
Yeah.
Oh god, I turned up the volume and my voice is terrible.
Why
Now I
do we
have
have
to
to...
use my crappy mic in, so I need to actually plug in my good mic.
So what I'm like genuinely surprised at, I found this out whenever Rick was streaming, that Dr. Wily's only 17.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's a young one.
I'm a young one.
Oh, why don't you guys...
I'm about to turn 17 if that counts.
Why don't you guys introduce
Wait, really?
yourself?
Yeah, I'm about to turn 17.
Oh wow.
You guys should introduce yourselves to the chat so they know who's actually talking. Because I guess that one person thinks HMK
That
is
is-
on here.
Probably.
Oh.
Yeah.
If he thinks I'm HMK, no, I'm better than HMK. My name's Cole with a K. Kohle. I pride
That's
myself
cute
on that.
spelling.
I don't even think I'm German. It's just spelled that way because my mom thought it was cool.
Wait, is there anything I'm missing? No, I'm just gonna go.
So Ocarina of Time, despite me knowing basically everything about the game, I have yet to actually complete it.
That is hilarious.
I think I made it to like the second. No. What? Yeah, like the
Alright
second
guys, we're gonna
water
pause this
temple,
for just a second.
or the third real temple. Everyone's so older than me. I
You're
hate-
really only turning 17?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone else is like 20.
I'm 24.
I'm called old soul, so I'll just take it like that.
That's what my family always called me because I always hung out with the old men instead of sitting there with the children during dinner table events.
Ugh.
I sat there and
And we're
argued
back.
with them about philosophy and theology when I was like 10.
Why do you think the Gorons? I don't even know. Like those spider things that keep jumping around.
Aren't those what are the Tektites?
Yeah, like you would think the Gorons would just be able to pick them up and crush them.
You
It'd
would
be
think.
funny if they used them as a food supply.
Yeah. I heard Cole can pick up bombs without a bracelet.
I don't think I'm that strong. Y'all are young. I am like in my 30s. Lost track years ago, though.
I'm 24, if that counts for anything. You forgot your free shield, damn it.
I'm so old. 10 years ago, a Pokemon was only
Yeah.
turning 10. Ah.
Ha ha ha.
See, Sarah, it's been...
Meanwhile, my grandmother has Alzheimer's. Oh, jeez.
That's horrible.
That is horrible.
Always
I'm a very terrible person when it comes to jokes, which is why I like to stay quiet a lot of the time. So I never understood, like, why the Goron are always so... Like, why they hate you in Twilight Princess. Or hate humans in general. Do they really explain that?
No, RMFH and I were trying to work on a theory about that, and we came up with the conclusion that if you look at Hyrule and Twilight Princess, there's a lot, like the castle, for instance, is a lot bigger.
Yeah.
And the only place that you can really get the metal and stuff would be from the mines that the Gorons built. So
Yeah.
we came up with the fact that the Highlands and the Gorons ended up coming to some type of an agreement to mine the Goron's home or whatever to get the material they needed to build like the bridges and everything. And then I can't even do anything here. I don't have any Deku sticks. I don't have any.
I was thinking that maybe, like, probably the Boblins that are did something to the Goron, because you know that you see them hiding up on Death Mountain shooting at you.
Yeah.
So maybe they convinced the Goron that humans were crappy. I know that Goron really seemed to get crapped on in basically every timeline. In the adult timeline, they were kicked out of their home and placed for the Rudo. That was never really explained either.
Yeah. So guys, do you know what I did?
You go to Lost Woods.
I know. I completely forgot. I feel like such an idiot. Here I'm supposed to be.
Wind Waker's story in general has a lot of plot holes, some that I haven't even seen a single theory on this, that I plan on making really soon, just so no one takes it. The entire opening, the entire prologue to Wind Waker's a lie. Because...
That's not very nice.
No, like, hear me out, because even Ganondorf says this near the end, about how they say the reason the Great Flood occurred was due to Ganondorf, you know, raining hell. But the hero would have, like, reincarnated. That's just a given fact. The fact that a hero never came was kind of suspicious and adds on to, like, Ganon's claim that it was being a lie. So throughout the entire game, you're basically being lied to that Ganondorf is some evil monster that terrorized Hyrule causing a great flood. Because even Ganondorf's intents throughout Wind Waker aren't that bad. He specifically says he has no intentions to kill you. He just wants to bring back his people who were slaughtered. So, the entire game's a lie.
Huh.
The
And I
chat's
hope-
just going on and on about birthdays.
Yeah.
I'm 30 years old!
Did anyone in the chat,
I am only
you watch-
13 and I was born in the wrong generation. I don't like any of this rap crap or Miley Cyrus music. Ugh.
apparently Timmy Turner's on this stream.
Oh.
What are you trying to get? You seem to be lost.
I
No, you
was
can go
lost.
through the Lost Woods through the Goron cave.
Yeah, but you need the bombs.
Yeah, you can use the bomb flower.
But I don't have the bracelet.
You play Zelda's Lullaby to Darunia.
But I have to open the door.
Oh, right.
So
Yeah, wait, no. I think you can get a bomb flower down, because I did it in Ocarina of Time 3D. You can talk to Darunia and play him a song before, and like he'll give you something, and then you go to the Lost Woods.
But you have to open the door to talk to Darunia.
Wait, is there a door in the 3D version? Did they remove that? Because I don't remember, like...
That's
there
why
being-
you have to get Saria's song to open the door. Or no, you... Oh, no, you have to play Zelda's
No, you play
Lullaby.
Zelda's Lullaby to open the door.
Oh my gosh, we're
Yeah, so you gotta go back. You play Zelda's Lullaby to open the door, and then you
But-
play Saria's song.
I can still get the song and then go back.
Yeah. He'll give you the bracelet just by talking to him. I think. No. He gives you the bracelet after you play him Saria's song.
This is so stupid.
We obviously know what we're doing.
Yeah. Zelda Master's here.
Oh.
Oh gosh. So, what is your all's favorite dungeon?
My favorite dungeon, like, of any Zelda game?
Sure. I was just
Every
talking-
water temple.
every water temple.
No, I'm just I don't see the flack that people give towards water temples, because you're going in knowing it's gonna be tedious and
Yeah.
hard. So like, what's the point of complaining? You know they're doing this on purpose. Favorite temple?
No, stupid.
I kind of like
owl.
what they did. I kind of like how they modified the Temple of Time in in Twilight Princess. They kind of took the Tower of the Gods and made it deadlier, and the music's pretty nice.
Yeah, I do like the music.
Yeah, if you look at the fan-made Twilight Princess remake, I think that the Temple of Time looks better in that than any other part of any Zelda game.
Well, that's the part they showed off at the tech demo of in 2011, and it looked absolutely gorgeous. And I
Yeah.
think if you get that perfect blend of reality and fantasy for Twilight Princess, you can have a somewhat realistic looking game with
Yeah.
ageless graphics.
So,
That would be awesome.
do.
I think someone should pitch the idea of Ocarina of Time fan-made in Unreal Engine 4 to Nintendo, since the NX can supposedly run Unreal Engine 4 from day one. Although I doubt it's going to happen. Is anyone alive?
Yeah, I had to kill
No.
the wolf.
I am dead.
Yeah.
Oh god, I forgot these things were here.
I want to see Wolfos brought back in Zelda Wii U, because I think, are they bipedal in Twilight Princess, or are they on all fours?
I don't know.
I think they're on all fours. I'd like to see that design of like them having the big old burly hands, but can run pretty fast.
Do you know when you're an adult and you're in the little maze thing that I'm in right now? But when you're an adult, there's the big guys with the spears.
The Moblins?
Yeah, I want to see those in a more realistic Zelda game.
They were cut from Twilight Princess. They were shown off in the first few trailers. Yeah, and they were terrifying. I'm gonna put a picture in the group chat real quick, just so you can look at it later.
They would take it down so fast. She's a walker, run. If you slash with a sword, then it explodes. That's so hard of a question.
So, the one reason, another thing I want to see this as like a downfall timeline game is because the downfall titles are usually notorious for like having a bunch of enemies in a given area with like with no explanation. There's just a crap ton of enemies in just random areas. Like in Zelda 1, you
Yeah.
see like 30 moblins on screen, and I want to see something like a bunch of Octoroks just chilling out on the shoreline.
A lot of people say that like the downfall timeline is the games that they couldn't necessarily fit perfectly within the other timelines. They just shoved them somewhere in the downfall timeline.
there are definitely a few errors
So-
with the Downfall timeline, but
so
overall,
like when they made Triforce Heroes, and everyone was like, "Well, where's it go in the timeline?" And then they were like, "Oh, well, it's in the Downfall timeline," because it's like, where else could they put it?
well, they said it was not canon at first, so that's what really confused me.
Yeah.
Right.
Is it canon now?
It's canon, yeah.
Okay.
While Skyward Sword moblins are freaking hilarious.
Alright, so the guys in the chat, I'm playing with an Xbox 360 controller, so the C buttons are mapped really weird, and that's why you're seeing me mess up.
So, as for Zelda Wii U and the whole downfall thing,
Yeah.
I think it's gonna take place probably right after the war, but we're gonna see a lot of flashback scenes to the war. Because Alnuma said he wanted very Hyrule Warriors-esque cutscenes in Zelda Wii U. So,
Yeah.
with this this is gonna be the first game with
Alright, guys, so
first
I
Zelda
think I'm
game
going to end
with
the stream
pre-rendered
here.
cutscenes. I want to see hordes of soldiers clashing it out
Alright.
in flashbacks.
So,
That would be cool.
everybody watching, thank you for watching, and I'll probably do a stream again tomorrow. And just in case you're wondering, why don't you guys go ahead and let them know who you are and where they can find your own YouTubes, so they can go and check out your stuff.
Oh yeah.
My name is Cole with a K. I run the channel Grand Star. I'll just say hi in the chat. Hi. And I make Zelda theories. I'm working on quite a few. I'm working on one with Jesse about how I believe the Happy Mask Salesman is Zant. I have a Splatoon theory coming up, and much, much more. So stay tuned.
My name's Fernanda, but most people call me Fran, and I run the channel Blind Gamer Misadventures, where I am a blind individual who plays video games. So yeah, I'll also say hi in the chat.
Alright, so thank you all for watching, and please come back and watch tomorrow, I guess, at the same time, which I don't even know what time I started today, but it should be around
You started around 1 p.m. Central Time, so about 2 p.m. your time.
Alright, so bye guys.